Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Let's see, let's see. All right, let's get in here. So let's go ahead and flip this one over to, which one should it be? So we see the watch list. We got QLGN up 67%, ENEUP up 35%, and ADTX was a cheaper one up 18%, and then AWX. And below that, we just have the others. So let's go ahead and do our due diligence on the day. Let's switch over to this one. Go over here to our main. All right. So we got NEUP up here. Went up here to 618 and now it's pulling back a little bit. Let's see, what is the news? It says shareholder Weston Nichols reported purchase of 639,110 shares of Nufora Therapeutics at an average price of $5.14. All right, so they did that trade. It popped up there real quick. Got 2 million shares. Let's go back up to QLGN. And let me go ahead and put that disclaimer up there. Well, actually, you know, I put it up there a little bit. I'm just looking at them right now. QLGM went to a high of 789. This is another one of those crypto type plays. It's a therapeutics company, but they are getting treasury started with BitGo. Let's go and see what BitGo is looking like. Get my little trading view to open up here, maybe. Or maybe not. Okay, trading view is having some issues. Let's see, open settings. What's going on over here? Auto fields. Okay, I don't know what's going on over there. Oh well. Close that on up. Get back over here to our scheduled event. There we go. All right. Anyway, QLGN, they are getting BitGo. Let me just go look BitGo up on CoinGecko. CoinGecko. Where's old coin gecko when you need it? Taking a while to load in. Well, while we're waiting on that, let me pop over here to Yahoo Finance. Trump terminates Canada trade talks over Reagan tariff ad. Let's see. CPI inflation set to quench data-starved investors. Oil steadies as traders weigh sanctions on Russian producers. Oreo maker to use new generative AI tool to slash marketing costs. Tinder owner Match says Apple fee will stifle growth in India. U.S. futures rise ahead of key inflation reading. China's pharma leverage is nuclear option. China's pharma leverage is nuclear option in U.S. trade talk. In pardoning Binance founder, Trump sends a clear message to white collar criminals. Macron tells EU to weigh using strongest trade tool on China. Okay. Intel. I think Mike D was telling me about Intel yesterday, and they are popping. I've been waiting for Intel to do a nice little spike down. It did a spike to like 18, but I was like, it can go lower, but it did not. It spiked back up to 30 something. So we'll see how that continues. I might have to close this browser and reopen it because it is still working a little too hard for me. So I might jump back over here, close all those because they seem to be absolutely tripping. Close that. Close all. Okay, now let's retry this. But the two that we see up moving right now is QLGN and N. Good morning, behind the scenes. And NEUP. Let me try this again. Okay. And I will go to morning, Danielle. So I did end up trading SLMT yesterday. I had talked about how weak the catalyst was and all of that good stuff, but I ended up trading it and go over here to it. So this one was the football clubs in Dublin, Ireland. I was just going to see if it could be, a little irrational on the day. And so what I was looking at, make sure I'm on the right screen. What I was looking at after we saw it in pre-market, came out here and it took this dip and it came down here to about 1050. And I was like, okay, let's just see if it can hold 1050. It started to walk up. And I ended up getting in at 1234. And it went up here the first time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to hold it a little bit. And it came back down. So it went from 1234 up here to maybe 1275 and came down. And then it took this big lunch up. And I know this is small. Let me zoom in here. It's right here. Okay, so this is where I started watching it. It popped up, kept popping up. And I was like, man, this thing may get irrational today. And so it walked up here again into this level after a 1, 2, 3, 4 times of trying. And I ended up getting in here. It might have been on this little dip here. And I was using this as my bottom. So I got in, went up there to, I did get, the profit was there. I just wasn't happy with the profit. It went from 30 up to 72. So that was 40 cents. And then it dropped. I was like, oh boy, this thing's gonna take me out, because my stop at this point was here, and I was like, well, as long as it doesn't do anything, as long as it can hold that, I'll be cool. So it came back down, held that position again around 1220s, and then shot up again. And I was like, all right, here we go. Went up to 1303, and I was like, we're about to get it. And so I put my hard stop at break even at 1234, and it came and it stopped me out in one candle. So I ended up losing $5 on this one. I was red $5 yesterday, and it was on break even, but you know, you get that slippage when they move that fast. I mean, it was a really fast drop down there, so I was like, it is what it is. $5, we'll make that back. But today, let's go back over here. So little bubbles everywhere, but the stock market still holds. Okay.
Now hitting the wire, stocks popping more than about 4% here. Let's get you the numbers. So Intel reported 13.7 billion in revenue for the third quarter here. That is higher than the 13.15 billion expected by analysts. Just looking for the adjusted earnings per share. There it is, 23 cents. That's above what was projected. Turning ahead, fourth quarter, adjusted EPS of 8 cents. That looks like it's less than what was estimated. The chip maker forecasting revenue here, 13.3 billion at the midpoint of the projected range. That looks like it's below the 13.4 billion that was expected. Although I do see headlines as well that that Intel is saying that guidance would exclude Altera. Also, just looking quickly here through some of the divisions. Manufacturing arm, foundry, there it is, reported an operating loss.
Wondering why it's having these little lags here.
2.3 billion for the third quarter. That was wider, it looks like, than what was expected.
Pause that. This one still looks like it's trying to come up. Yeah, something was going on with that connection. It keeps looking for things. And all right, so that one finally loaded in. All right, so let's go back over here.
But an improvement from the previous year. Statement here from CEO Lutan saying in a statement, AI.
Something's up with that connection. Go check that. Why am I experiencing lag? Might just be me. Might just be here, you know. AWS, AT&T, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't seem like anything crazy. It might just be my unit, actually.
AI is accelerating.
Yeah, all right. I don't like this.
He said.
Make sure. I don't know what it is. Sometimes just on Fridays, this is just, it's freaky, man. It gets freaky. All right, let's go back over here and look at what we got on our QLGN. It's the top mover, but it's not looking the most bullish. Looks like it's just walking down the map at this point. 792 down here to 596. NEUP, what you looking like? NEUP up 42% with 4 million shares traded. Had a top here at 618. Need to do my due diligence though and see where these are located. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, this is irritating. You have some kind of update that just popped in or something? Okay. Something. And so Nvidia is all up to date. We're seeing NEUP come up there. Let me go look at what NEUP is. NEUP. Where are they based out of? Very similar price to QLGN right now. Only 20 cents away from it. All right, Nufora Therapeutics. It says, let me go to the profile. Keeps coming back up to that the first little idea there. We're looking for it to come down to form some type of uptrend. Says that this company is out of Burlington, Massachusetts. Neuphoria Therapeutics Inc., a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company, develops or discovers and develops novel allosteric ion channel modulators for the treatment of central nervous system disorders in Australia. Okay, so it says that's the only place that they operate. Looks like operate. Okay. Its lead product candidate includes BNC210, a selective negative allosteric modulator of A7 for the treatment of social anxiety disorder. And is phase 2B to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. The company also develops BNC101, a monoclonal antibody that has completed phase 1 clinical trial and targets cancer stem cells, and BNC 105 for the treatment of cancer. So it's cancer related, and then central nervous system disorders, and then the anxiety disorders. Okay. It also has Alzheimer's disease over here. It has schizophrenia, autism, all these different things. It was incorporated in 1996. It changed its name from Bionomics Limited to Nephora Therapeutics in December 2024. All right. So I had a high up here at the 619. So we're getting another idea. Oh, it might blast through that. I don't know. We'll see. Put that there. Point of control down here is 557. And then on the 5-minute is 536. So 557, 536. $557 down to 536. Oh, wrong tool. We have not gone and looked at the daily chart, so Oh, this must have moved it up. Okay, but it was 557 at first. 557 down to 556. 536. 36. All right. So we'll see how it trades above that level. It did drag the point of control up here. We'll see what the new one goes to, but see how that acts. It did break out of this level, so has a little bit of a uptrend here. Idea. We'll see if it wants to fall back through this pennant. Back over here to QLGN. Tightening on up around that $6 level. 23 million shares traded. Let's go look over here at ADTX. What you got going? Nothing much, looks like. Went up there to 48 cents, came back down to 35 cents. Does not have any catalyst that I see for today. AWX. All right, well, if y'all are seeing anything else that is moving kind of bullish, let me know. We're definitely going to check those out. So right now, any UP is the best looking one we see. Let's see if Yahoo Finance is still glitching on me, or is it starting to work better? That came up a lot faster. Okay, let's see how it plays now. Yeah, still taking a little bit of time there. All right, any UP coming on down to our box. We'll see where that point of control moves to. So right down to the 56, and it's got the bottom of the box at 536. It's only up 36%. Okay, coming right down to this little idea. We'll see if it continues to break down. Almost to the bottom of the box. Okay, so creased out of there. So trying to hold this little box, but the bottom here was 533. And now we have a new idea. Let's see how this one ends up holding. Or maybe it's just going to break right through it. Yep, lower. All right, that invalidates that already. Still trying to hold in that box though. Do we have any speakers for today? Yeah. Let's see. So today is the 24th. And let's see who's on the calendar. Open board meeting at 2 p.m. Okay. So yeah, we got what are they speaking about? Inflation rates, or I forgot what exactly they're gonna be speaking about. I look more into it. But it's Friday, you know, we just chilling out on Friday. Still green on the week. Playing defense on the last day of the week. Haven't really seen a true topic come into the market just yet to follow. Dropping away from that box, use that box as a little bit of resistance there. Only up 29% now. Does it still want to go down, or is it going to start forming some type of uptrend here? At 30% right now. Under this level to be a true 20% struggler under the 520s. It has this box playing defense right here. Right up to this 540-ish level. So it's got a downtrend here. Then it had a double top pretty much right here at 619. Let's go and look at this daily chart. That's what we didn't do. Daily chart, so it closed at 405. Look at this gap. 1514, and the beginning of the gap is at 496. That is a huge gap. It's the lower side and then the upper side all the way up here. Okay, so let's mark this as lower. Lower gap. Level. And let me make sure I'm showing the right screen. Yeah, I am. Then we got the higher gap level up here. All right, back over here. So we're seeing that box become a little bit of resistance. That was a heavily traded level. And this is where the lower gap is. I didn't know that at first, but now we know. Now we know. What about this one over here? What you got going? You got a bottom right here at 577. But no clear downtrend. Had one right there, one possibly, but no pop-ups to prove that it's into a no pop-ups yet. Point of control up here at 651. Let's go look at the daily chart for this one. QLGN closed up at 353 yesterday, popped up to around 6, so 620 was the top of this. We got a peak in here is about 650. A couple levels in here. Possible level, not really a peak. That's a daily level. And then over here we have a kind of like what looks like a peak daily level. All right, so we got those marked up. Let's go back over here to QLGM. It has come down here, has come down and tried to break down, but hasn't quite broken down yet. Has this possible daily level up here at 616. It's up 69%. We'll see if it wants to break this down. At this point, the breakdown will be 587, or if it wants to hold that and try to get back over $6. All right, NEUP ended up breaking down a little bit to the 524s, and now it is looking like it's getting stuck in the 20% area. Okay. So it came down, tested, throwing a little spiker up there. 619 was the previous test at this level. 607s. We still got room down here to the 590s. We'll see if it continues to hold this. $23 million shares traded. Is it just walking down? It's up 71%. They can start making higher lows than this this current trend. That would be dope. But I'm still interested in seeing what BitGo is. Let's see if I can open up a browser now smoothly. Much better. Okay, that was a lot quicker. BitGo. I think it's called BitGo. What is the ticker for BitGo? That doesn't look like it. BitGo, easily transfer your fiat and digital assets in and out with BitGo. Is it a coin or is it like a wallet? What is BitGo? BitGo is a leading digital asset infrastructure company that provides secure and regulated services in managing cryptocurrencies primarily catering to institutional clients. Here's a breakdown of what BitGo does. It does custody solutions. So BitGo offers qualified custody through its regulated trust companies, including BitGo Trust Company and BitGo New York Trust. It supports cold storage and hot wallets, depending on clients' needs, multi-signature wallets. BitGo pioneered multi-signature wallet technology, which requires multiple private keys to authorize the transaction. This enhances security by reducing the risk of single point failure. Trading and liquidity through BitGo Prime, clients can trade, borrow, and lend digital assets securely. It offers staking and DeFi access. It does have a BitGo is the sole custodian for wrapped Bitcoin, a tokenized version of Bitcoin used on the Ethereum blockchain, and it also has APIs and developer tools. It was founded in 2013 out of Palo Alto, California. Their clients are hedge funds, exchanges, family offices, and other institutional investors in over 90 countries. BitGo complies with standards like SOC 2 and cryptocurrency security standards. It offers insurance coverage for digital assets, and it has a strong focus on regulatory compliance. All right, so what is BitGo doing? What is BitGo doing to increase investor interest? Investor interest. All right, so they're filing for a high-profile IPO. Bitcoin or BitGo filed as an initial public offering in September 2025, aiming to go public under the ticker BTGO. This move is designed to attract institutional and retail investors by offering public equity in leading crypto infrastructure firm. It capitalized on a 4 trillion crypto market boom, growing institutional adoption. Okay, so they do offer SOC 2, SOC 1, SOC 2 type certifications, type 2 certifications. Yeah. I don't know, man. This one has a lot of gray flags. Not really green or red, just gray. It's like, okay. Let's go over here and see what's going on at Yahoo here. They're talking about Intel, but they're having issues earlier, so let's see if it actually plays.
Stocks popping. Well, Intel's third quarter earnings are just now hitting the wire. Stocks popping more than about 4% here. Let's get you the numbers. So Intel reported $13.7 billion in revenue for the third quarter here. That is higher than the $13.15 billion expected by analysts. I'm just looking for the adjusted earnings per share. There it is, 23 cents. That's above what was projected. Turning ahead, fourth quarter, adjusted EPS of 8 cents. That looks like it's less than what was estimated. The chip maker forecasting revenue here, $13.3 billion at the midpoint of the projected range. That looks like it's below the $13.4 billion that was expected, although I do see headlines as well that that Intel is saying that guidance would exclude Altera. Also just looking quickly here through some of the divisions, manufacturing arm, foundry, there it is, reported.
Let me go ahead and pause this real quick. So QLGN, this is 1, 2, 3 times that it's been here at the 6 whatever. That BitGo catalyst, it bounced off of this level, and I'm wondering, is it going to be able to hold 6? Not sure, man. And this whole setup, it's about how many? About 15 cents from this top level, and it continues. I want to see it kind of walk up this line, if it's going to walk up. Anyway, back over to what he's talking about.
Operating loss of 2.3 billion for the third quarter. That was wider, it looks like, than what was expected, but an improvement from the previous year. Statement here from CEO Lip Bhutan saying in a statement, AI is accelerating, he says, demand for compute and creating attractive opportunities across our portfolio.
Someone once said there's nothing original.
All right, do not want to get a copyright strike on that. Skip that.
Quarter results, they're just out. Yahoo Finances. Ford's third quarter results, they're just out. Yahoo Finances. Pras Tumrining, join me here with a closer look at the numbers. Pras, how'd they do?
Yeah, Josh, a lot to go over here. So Ford reported third quarter results at top estimates, but projects financial hits due to the aluminum plant fire that impacted Ford's franchise F-150 pickups and SUVs. Ford said the Novelis aluminum plant fire will result in a 2025 adjusted EBIT headwind of $1.5 to $2 billion, which will also affect full-year cash flow, but the company is expected to mitigate at least $1 billion of that in adjusted EBIT in 2026. So now, the full hit from the Novelis plant fire will be taken in Ford's fourth quarter. As a result, Ford adjusted its full-year guidance lower, now seeing adjusted EBIT of $6 to $6.5 billion and adjusted free cash flow of $2 to $3 billion. Ford said the production disruption results in an oversized short-term impact on our working capital, which will reverse next year, and capex of around $9 billion. Now, Ford CFO Sherry House said in a call with reporters that Ford would have boosted full-year guidance if not for the Novelis fire. They're tracking at $8 billion plus in adjusted EBIT for the year. Ford CEO Kumar Galhotra added that F-150 production would experience disruptions over the coming weeks. Now, Ford announced plans to increase F-150 and F-Series Super Duty production by more than 50,000 trucks in 2026 to meet demand and recover production losses due to that Novelis fire. However, F-150 Lightning EV pickup production will remain paused to prioritize gas and hybrid production. Now, for the quarter, Ford reported automotive revenue of $47.185 billion with adjusted EPS of 45 cents on adjusted EBIT of $2.6 billion. There you go. All the numbers.
Boom. Let me ask you a quick one.
Yeah.
You're on the conference call. They come to you. You have the opportunity to ask CEO Jim Farley a question, maybe two. What will be top of mind for you off these results?
Well, also, I did not add that they saw that tariff mitigation efforts are improving and that with this MSRP offset, they're able to cut their tariff exposure from $2 billion to $1 billion in 2025. So maybe some more questions on like how that happened, how they're able to do that retroactively, that sort of thing. Also, I mean, we're going to hear more about Novelis, right? Like how bad is it? The CEO Galhotra was a little bit not cagey, but a little bit quiet on how bad the disruption is for F-150. You wouldn't say that at the moment if it's paused fully right now because the F-150 is fully aluminum, right? The whole body. You don't have aluminum parts. How are you going to make that? So that's a big issue, and I think we're seeing that with stock down and that big hit to the the charge to the fourth quarter coming up.
Pras, thank you, buddy.
All right, so I am indifferent on what's happening at Ford. Market due to correction despite strong earnings. Okay, so they're just talking about corrections and whatnot. Nothing super pressing out there. NEUP, the one we were watching earlier, is coming back up and testing these levels. So it had a bottom down here of $5 and is walking back up to this previous level. 535 would be crossing over that lower gap that we were seeing. And definitely got some uptrend ideas here. Went up there and getting slapped right in the mouth. Back to the 20 percentiles. Bottom here around $5. Very close to falling under that. I'm probably gonna, since my connection seems to be cracking up even during that video, probably going to reboot my computer before I start trading because I don't want to be on any issues today. Okay, pulling up there. And is that the new idea here? Or can you break it down? All right, so do we want to recapture this level right under the 6? I'm just not sure about these. NEUP popping back up there once again. I'm just not sure. It's a lot of just uncertainty around here. QLGN coming up here to the previous trend, treating it like resistance. NEUP 535 level again. This has been a strong level right under the previous kind of, yeah, getting pushed down there a little bit. I don't want to get faked into something like that that's flipping like that, but not being aggressive outward. Almost to 9 million shares traded on this one. QLGN bouncing on down, probably about to invalidate another point down here. 575 breakdown would probably lead to a lot of weakness. Multiple green trash trying to get up, and we have not seen an explosion out of here. So break down 525. We'll see what it does from there. Between a rock and a hard place now. Super thickly traded, not even moving. I don't like that. This one ended up breaking down QLGN, bottom here at 577. Morning. Good morning, Andre. We're out here watching what look like the most bullish stocks, but yeah, they are definitely on their own accord this morning. NEUP was one that we were watching. We saw on the daily chart that it had a lower gap fill here at the 535 that it's been struggling on. through this 535, and then QLGN came down here. Let's see, is this another idea here? So it's got this down here to 581. Continues to play around here, but it's the volume is very low. The motion is very low. So I'm kind of scared to do anything with these two. They're kind of sitting still and popping around. Good morning, Phineas. Let's see. Morning, I will be coming home from offshore today. Okay, okay. Welcome back to the land of the dry. Yeah, offshore, living on a rig or on a boat. Out there every day, waking up, the sound of the waters splashing upon your walls. All right, so let's see. Any UP coming on down as expected. It struggled there. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, just plenty of struggle, just coming on down. This has been a very defensive month. Maybe I need to start just doing defensive months or something. Oh, QLGN, let's see. So it had this idea down here of the 580s. That's 10 cents. 10 cents. I wonder, can it go back up here and test that 616? Let me see where the point of control is right now. Point of control is all the way up here at 650s. I'm not sure. If it could get some trading down here, I'll be a little bit more like enticed if some volume can come in down here. So we know that buyers are here, but right now all the volume's up here and it's just waiting. Little rush down there. So treated this top level as some type of resistance. We'll see if it wants to continue to hold the 580s or if it wants to drop through. Still up 66% with 24 million shares traded. Is it forming a new idea here though? Kind of steep, but we'll see what it does with that. Oh, looks like it is forming a new idea. Give it some time. So we had this bottom here. We know it's super choppy. All right, so the bottom of this is 587. You said, okay, so Andre, you're in VIVK. Let me look those up real quick. Oops. Let me write those down. VIVK and WGRX. And then Hebrew called out QBTS quantum computer. QBTS. Okay, so let's check those three out. I see VIVK up 55% with 72 million shares traded. They closed a 40 million. No, they closes previously announced 40 million commodity intermediation. I'm not sure what that is. Commodity intermediation facility. I'm not sure about that. Where is BIVK located? BIVK Vivacor. And then WGRX is up 153% at $1.03. Definitely higher float. 91 million shares in the float, or at least 91 million shares in the float. Well, I guess that shares outstanding. It could be lower. So they got some type of partnership. Go back up to QLGN here. Looks like you broke down all of that, all of those little ideas that we were thinking about. Yeah. With the lower low. At this point, it would have to make a whole new uptrend. But looking like it's going through the press right now. I see NRXS just popped up. NRXS. It was awarded a first ever FDA clearance for the treatment of pain and functional dysphagia. Functional dysphagia with associated nausea symptoms in adult patient population. So NRXS. Went up there to 590 at the top. 34%. Getting a little bit more volume. We can kind of see the wicks on this one starting. Had a clean move from $3 up to straight up to $5. But now let's see where it wants to go. Let's go look at the daily chart on this. So close at 382. Let's back this on up. Definitely have a spike up here, 622. Let's throw that in there as a peak level. Peak daily level. And the gap level that it came from, let's back this on up a little bit. Any more levels, obvious levels up here? Is that it? Oh, that's it. Okay. Looks like it started trading. Its starting trading history is back here on 2023. 693 is the high up there. I need to look into that catalyst and kind of understand it more. This is all-time high at 690. Time high. Okay. High of 590, so see how that ends up holding. This is our first idea. Let's see how that goes. So it's above $5. I like that. Up 45%. And, you know, just trying to see what kind of structure it wants to build for us. Okay, small little buck out. Okay. Bottom side of this is 550. Okay, so did make a lower level there. up 38%. We'll see if people come over and trade this one, but looking for it to hold 5 really, because it's coming down to 5 pretty quickly. Go back to QLGN. QLGN ended up fading through those ideas that we had. So that is definitely not what we wanted to see going on down there. Still up 58%, 28 million shares traded. So I was looking for volume to come in here. Let's see if volume is, we'll see if volume comes in down here. Look at that. Look at that volume right there. Okay. You're gonna have to start an uptrend before making any decisions. NRXS right at $5, 506. So low trust levels there. NEUP right if all of these are literally right at $5. Okay, so NEUP, the trend that we had here bounced off of this once again. Right at the 5 though. So I mean, it's just so easy for it to just dump and be under 5. All right, QLGN. Let's see if we can get any kind of higher levels built above 550. It's trading below the value level right now of 583. So yeah, just give them all some time. And this one's also below the ATR high too, so that's a little bit of weakness. I like to see them above that. This one, where's your ATR high here? All the way down here at $4. All right, you creating something at the 550, we'll see. Okay. So is this a upward idea? Doesn't look like, looks like it's just walking down. See if it starts to walk up this trend or no. NRXS struggling with that $5 after that big sell-off. Okay, NEUP again at this, let me stretch this out. Activate, and 535 is pretty much the level, I guess. So we'll stick there, and 535 is the level. See how it continues to struggle here. And if it wants to continue to hold this trend up, 512 is the breakdown right now. Okay. Six. I feel like I'm playing with fire, man. I'm right on the edge of what I like to see. Like, it's so close to 5, you know. They got volume. We found a couple of little heavily traded areas for them. But man, one wrong flip, and I'm going to be out of my scope very quickly. All right, so it came down here. QLGN had a bottom down here of 553. And I want to see a higher low, another red count that is higher than 553 here. Can we get another upward idea? Got room back to, you know, maybe 614s or so. Still up 58% with 28 million shares traded. The only thing with more volume than it is ADTX, but this is a really cheap stock, 36 cents. So look at how choppy that is. Yeah, that don't nothing to do with that. Okay. So opening up lower than the last idea. Top side of this is 562. Bottom side 553. Let's see if it continues to fade. NEUP though, up to 531. Still not getting aggressive through this level yet. All right, so this was a lower level again of the 553. So it just continues to walk down on this one. Okay. Then the high of this would be what, 562. Okay, opening up a little higher there, but that means nothing. I want to see you form an idea first. This low here, 549. $28 million shares traded. Let's look at the volume out here. Volume still kind of low. Okay. So you're getting somewhat of an idea, but this is kind of steep right here. Want a couple more candles to give me some certification here. Okay, so it has a bottom. We got a nice idea. So let's see if we can see any higher lows formed here on a red pullback. Make sure this thing isn't gonna get swept by the shorts. Still up 60%, so still pretty much the biggest percent gainer that's meeting the other criteria. Okay, so bottom of this candle here is 564. Can we get an idea above 549 for uptrend? Come on, buddy. Yeah, as soon as I end the stream, I'm gonna reboot this computer because it has been acting wonky. Update my chart. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I was watching QLGN form higher levels here. I did not realize I was still over there. All right, NEUP dove into this level here. So this is a struggle point here. lot of pressure that it was struggled with a couple of times here. So we got two ones that I'm watching, QLGN and NEUP. And we've seen big crashes out of these heavily traded areas before, so that's what I'm not really, I don't want it to happen, but it does have room back down here to the 516s. It's about to close this candle as well. Bottom of this candle is the 537. See if the shorts want to keep it in this box or no. Previous idea was right up here to the, what is this, 575. Looks like the shorts are up here. They're waiting. Bottom of this candle is the 550s. Let me go back to QLGN. Come on, QLGN, show me where you at. Okay. Kind of missed this move. Anyway, waiting for a pullback here. Still a little steep. This is like straight up. Needs a pullback real quick. Come on, give me that pullback. I would love for the point of control to come down here, but it's just not enough volume. Point of control is all the way up here, $1, almost $1 away. So that is a little bit of a hang. That's a small hangman. Let's see if it turns it around. Back under 572s here. Nope. Little pop over it. Up to 577. Bottom of this candle is 550, 573. Value level right up here to the 583s. Not giving us a pullback. Right up to the value level there. 583. Okay. So that was a $5, 5.49, so about a 40-cent move right there. But I'm waiting for that structure to be built. Give me a little pullback, because most things that are going to be good, they're going to have a wave pattern. And come, dip, go back up, dip, go back up, dip, go back up, higher and higher, and breaking those new highs. So I'm allowing it to give me the dip instead of trying to buy on the rip. $29 million shares traded on QLGN. And instead of, what I just explained, that dip and then go back up, if you look at the opposite way, that's what's been happening for the shorts. Going lower, a little recovery for them to add in, going lower, a little recovery for them to add in, going lower. And you can see the opposite, that the shorts are actually getting that idea in their favor. Coming up, more entries, more entries, more entries. So definitely got to be careful on this one, because it has been favoring the shorts getting their profits today. So I don't want to be paying into their system. NUP, okay, so you're still in the box. You got room down here to the 517s. Could not escape that box. 15 million shares traded on it. This previous idea acted as some type of resistance, and now we got new ideas out here. So let's see what we got. Well, I was placing the new ideas, but yeah, it wants to not care today. And so it went right back up to that original uptrend. Let's see what happens up here. Oh, wow. $15 million shares traded. So I guess we got a new spike out here to right at $6. New ideas being created. It might go through that, actually. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna wait on that. Can't really put anything on that because it's that was a huge move up. Back up here to the top once again. Invalidate that. We still got this uptrend. These downtrends. Did it break? It did not break though. So that's 3 times it's been up here. Let's see if it breaks. %48 up. QLGN ended up coming on down here with no uptrend in sight. To be honest, with this trend that QGL has, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do anything like what NEUP is doing. Did break over the 6s. All right, so it's invalidating some things. Oh, it would be this one going, wouldn't it? And guess what the catalyst is on this? Shareholder Weston Nichols reported a purchase of 639,110 shares of Euphoria at an average price of $5.14. That's the catalyst. Why is this thing outperform? Why? And it's Freaky Friday, so things can happen. It can be an irrational market. So I was thinking, maybe QLGN with the whole crypto play. Maybe that's the way people would go. But this, he bought down, bro. He bought down here at what does it say? 514. Man, he's gonna sell those shares so quick. I don't know. Maybe he's under contract not to sell them, but yeah, that's stupid. All right, so it went up to a high of 695. And the point of control is all the way back down here to 533. So 557 to 533. Yeah, it's pretty much where it is now. It is what it is. If that's where people want to focus on NEUP, it is what it is, man. And this one just continues to walk on down the map. I think NEUP is going to catch up with it in volume as well. We had callouts earlier of WGRX, but that one became a chop factory. Vicor, chop factory. QBTS, Quantum. They had news on the 23rd, and says Martin Shirkley, I don't even know, blasts Trump's move to buy shares of quantum computing companies for the U.S. government. So the U.S. is coming in here purchasing these quantum companies. Went up there, hit the ATR high, and we'll see if what it wants to do above 550. A lot of indecision in the market today. Anyway, it's about to be 7:30. I'm about to restart my system. Go ahead and cut the stream so I can restart my system so I can actually trade. I don't know why it seemed like I was having some internet connectivity, but nothing else was having connectivity issues. So I'm like, all right, let me just reboot. It'll probably fix everything, right? That's the band-aid for everything. But yeah, I'm gonna continue watching QLGN, or not QLGN, NEUP, to see if it falls, maybe at the open or something. And maybe it'll create a empty space, empty void for something else to get sucked up on today. Let me show my scanner one more time here. Let's see, scanner, so right, and then go to scanner watch list. So here's the watch list that I'm looking at. QLGN, NEUP, making an irrational move. So we'll see how long the day can stay irrational on NEUP. 20 million shares catching up with QLGN. Just needs 9 million shares and it'll be right on its back. And everything else is pretty much under 5, so I'm not too worried about it. These top two are the ones that I'm kind of watching. Anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart this. Everything's kind of slow right now. All right, because I definitely don't want to get in a trade and then the internet, and then it's like, oh, you bought there? No, you didn't. So let me go ahead and get this thing restarted. Appreciate y'all, and I will catch you guys on Monday morning pre-market. And as always, see you in the next one. Peace. Even the music is lagging, bro. I don't even want to play that music, bro. I hear it lagging. I'm cool. All right, yeah, I'm